Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a very good team that you can run in the Retro Cup right now. We have Lickitung again. If you don't have Lickitung, use Greedent, please. Greedent is basically the same as Lickitung, maybe even better sometimes in some situations. Greedent is definitely very good. Other say swap that are a little bit more squishy-ish would be, for example, a Snorlax, which you can use, Munchlax, which you can use. Basically, every Lick user that has Body Slam and some good coverage move is fine here instead of the Lickitung. Lickitung is just the best one, but we have here the Castform, and Castform is amazing. Castform is amazing, Shadow Marowak is amazing. You have, especially Shadow Marowak, you have, oh look at this Castform by the way, getting to another Weather Ball here, this thing is so insane. Yeah, it's like so spammy, like honestly, it's so good in the meta. But the Marowak right now here as well gonna be really good in the meta, as you have a fighting type meta and a psychic type meta, so both of those Pokemon really don't want to face your Marowak, as you can see here with this Machamp going pretty much down here. We're gonna shield up the Psychic just to try to farm all the way down. This game is over anyway. If they would know my Pokemon in the back, they would have already surrendered, I guess, but like this, we can just go for one Shadow Ball. Oh no, they just surrender now. Just two Pokemon needed for this. Oh, you just needed the Castform and the Marowak for this nice win there. We see Regirock coming in. Regirock seems to be a little bit awful here because you have two Pokemon that are weak to fighting type moves, which they have with Focus Blast, and you also have the Marowak, which is weak to the Stone Edge, but it's actually kind of okay still, as you're going to be able to deal pretty nice damage still with the Lick damage as well from the Lickitung, but also with the Power Whip potentially. We go for the Body Slam here just to bait a little bit, but also you have the Bone Club on your Marowak, which is super effective, and still I think you survive one Focus Blast. Definitely on Lickitung, I also think you would survive one on the Castform, but I'm not 100% sure. I didn't want to get KO'd here, I'm just gonna go for one Power Whip. I didn't really know what I wanted to do against this Ghost type. We can get him pretty much low, and we can try to farm all the way down with Castform. And Castform again gonna come in clutch here. You can just farm down with your Hex. Castform with Hex is kinda insane, to be honest. It's a really good Pokemon. As you can see here, we just farm all the way down. We have so much energy right now. We have already two Weather Balls stored. We see the Walrein coming in here. We can go for one move here. Weather Ball comes through, Weather Ball gonna hit, Weather Ball gonna come through, Weather Ball gonna hit. And this thing just spams away my opponent, and we see a Regirock coming in back again, and we can go for another Weather Ball, and it's gonna basically put him very low. We can farm him down, and our Castform just swept my entire opponent there. Castform, like if you have a good like rank Castform, normal Castform, it's definitely one of the best, if not the best Pokemon in this cup here right now. Like, it is so good. Unless you face some fighters, like we face here this Machamp, which gonna go for one Cross Chop, which doesn't KO us. We can only get to one move, and if you can only get to one move, Power Whip is the better move for the Lickitung. We will not be able to get to Body Slam there anyway. They're gonna shield up anyway, so we're gonna have to shield now. Hope this is actually a Rock Slide, and it is, so we at least don't waste too much. Like in general, like we don't waste our shield against the Cross Chop, which wouldn't do anything, which is nice. And we see that we completely get hardwalled here. There's nothing I can do here anymore. This is just double fighter against double normal, and losing a lead matchup is basically impossible to win. Actually, I think my opponent's team is pretty much fun as well, because there's not a lot that people can do against it. You don't have charm users, so like a Taria double fighting might be a really good team if you also still want one. I think this team definitely has a lot of potential, as fairy types are currently not allowed to use. And for a Taria, you only have really the weakness to ice, and then you have two Pokemon in the back that can deal with this. So I think the opponent's team is definitely a cool team. But we actually come close to still win this, but like we still needed some more fire spins to get to another move here. Good game to my opponent. Next up, Machamp. Of course, we want to see it, and we see that my opponent doesn't swap out right now, and I'm kind of making a misplay here by not going straight for the Shadow Bone. But I was kind of curious. I didn't really want to throw a Shadow Bone potentially on a normal type swap him, so I'm just gonna build up to two, go for one Shadow Bone. This should KO him. Like the Shadow Bone prior wouldn't have KO'd my opponent anyway. This will, and we see the Regirock coming in, and we see the Frosters coming in, and the Frosters swapping into me against like the Lickitung. And I was like, they have two shields. They definitely kind of want to shield here, because Frostless has still some play against the Lickitung, so I'm just gonna go for the bait. Turns out this was definitely not the wisest decision I've ever made, but we can still go for one power whip. Maybe they want to not shield this as well. We have to see, and they will not. And now it's just a Regirock against 3 Pokemon here. We can go for one Body Slam, but they can get to a move before, which of course only gonna be the Stone Edge, which is fine. We go for Bone Club here against this thing with our Marowak. It's still gonna come down to the wire. We don't know if we can still win this. We try to go for another Bone Club. We're gonna shield this up most likely, just trying to do some more chip damage. Yep. And we're gonna try now to throw at least 2 more quick moves and then swap into our cast form, because if we do this and we catch the move, we're fine, but also like this, we're always fine. Because they have to go for one Focus Blast, and I think I would get to another move with my Marowak in time before they would get to a Stone Edge after one Focus Blast. And I think they know this, so they went for a Stone Edge here, trying to farm up my energy, but this is not enough against my cast form. Cast form is just too spammy. Good game there. Next up, very good lead for us. Venusaur lead, very decent for us. We see the Pelipper. Maybe I should have went actually into my cast form, because we have, of course, the Weather Ball Rock, which would be super effective. But in the end of the day, I think the difference between Body Slam damage and the Weather Ball damage is not the biggest. So, I don't know, I shield up the Hurricane, which are smart, and I can just lick him all the way down. I think I'm in a better spot like this. I definitely like the situation right now a little bit more than the situation prior. What we're gonna do here right now is we're gonna go for one one Body Slam here, and we're gonna try to catch the move, because I think I'm pretty fine against Venusaur no matter what, and if we can get the damage resisted onto our Marowak, this is kinda nice, and we're gonna be able to do this. And we see the Jellicent coming in, which basically tells me already this game should be over, we should win this game. We can go for one Shadow Bone, we're gonna get the defense drop as well, they have to throw against me, they're gonna do this now. I can let this go. We have 2 normal types in the back. They go for the Bubble Beam. We go for the Power Whip here. They actually can get still to another move, which I didn't really expect, but it's fine. I think the Power Whip doesn't KO him at this point of time anymore, even though we had the defense drop. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, they're shielded anyway. We can get to another one. I think we still survive this. We do survive this, hopefully. As we can go now for the Power Whip and swap out into our cast form, and I think cast form gonna be able to sweep this end game here. We see the Venusaur coming in, of course we can just go for one Weather Ball. Weather Ball comes through, cast form gonna KO this Venusaur really easily, and this game is over. Cast Form as a closer is just so insane. Like, the spamminess of this Pokemon is just ridiculous. We see the Lickitung in the lead. I should swap out immediately to my own Lickitung. There was like one game, I don't know if it's in there, I did like 20 games with this team and it went really, really well. Like, this team I can definitely recommend to you. Where I think I stayed in the lead matchup for a little bit too long for whatever reason when they swapped the Lickitung. Actually, by the way, you win against Lickitung with your cast form if you go into the 1 or the 2 shield scenario against it with a Weather Ball, just because you get to your Weather Ball so much faster than they do, just because Hex generates 1 more energy per turn, which is amazing. So I'm just gonna swap out here now because I know they're gonna go back into their Lickitung anyway. Do they have another fighter in the back? What do they have? They have a Dugong in the back. And this is gonna come down to the wire still, actually. I think we still have a chance here, but sadly my opponent gonna be able to deny me the entire time here, which actually gonna suck a lot, because now I'm not gonna be able to deny my opponent. As you see here, the move comes through, which allows them to get to another move before I can get to my next Weather Ball, as you see here. And this is kind of annoying, so we're gonna try to farm up a little bit extra now. We'd have to throw eventually. I think I might have been able to catch on my Marowak if I wanted to, but I was a little bit too late. We go for the Shadow Bone. Does this KO my opponent already? It does. Can we still win this game? We see the Lickitung coming in here. We have a move still stored on my other Pokemon. We can go for some Bone Club action here. I actually have no idea if we still win this. It's gonna come down to the wire. They're gonna throw the move here. Is this gonna be the Power Whip? It is gonna be the Power Whip. We're still gonna get to another Bone Club, but they're gonna get some energy. I've tried to go for my Shadow Bone. I know it's double resisted, but maybe we get the defense drop here. And we do not, and it doesn't really matter too much. I still need 2 more quick moves to get to my next Weather Ball, which would KO my opponent, but I only get the 1 move in there, and they can get to 1 Body Slam. Good game to my opponent. Could have most likely played it a little bit better. Marowak against Walrein here. Pretty decent lead, not the best lead either. They swap into Arachnid, which is kind of interesting, as we're gonna be able to have a better matchup against Arachnid actually. We're gonna go for the Shadow Bone. We're gonna get the defense drop immediately while they go for their quick move here, which is gonna be the Bubble Beam. And now I'm gonna try to get my opponent a little bit lower while not throwing any charge moves, so I can swap out now into my cast form, trying to go for some Weather Ball Rock here, which is a very nice coverage move. It's like so amazing. and hope that this is gonna KO him now because he has a defense drop, turns out. And that was a little bit too much, but it's fine because we can farm all the way down now, which is actually even better. I'm not scared of any bug boss here. I am really not scared about this, and we see the Warring coming in. We can get to one Weather Ball, we can get to another Weather Ball, and like this little cast form is just so amazing. Like, look at this, and we can farm him all the way down. And we see my opponent going now into the Arachnid, which sadly can farm us down. We have the Lickitung, and my opponent just decides to surrender here. Good game to my opponent. It's kind of insane how good Weather Ball cast form is. Against Marowak, of course, on the lead, your backline is really good against it. So we're just gonna swap out on the potential Shadow Bone while they stay in and throw their move at 7, which cannot even be a Fire Blast. So thanks for this. We can just let it go. We can go for Power Whip theoretically, but they go into that Tentacruel, which I have no idea why. But the one Body Slam comes through here. We're gonna be able to put him already below half health with this one. And I think I kind of misplayed this game, to be honest, but I'm not sure. We have to see. They go for one move here. Is it a Hydro Pump which would KO us? No, it's just an Acid Spray that does basically nothing. And they go for another move here, which also gonna be the Acid Spray, of course, which also not gonna do enough. And we're just gonna swap out, trying to save the energy, farming this thing down. And I'm just gonna go for the bait. No, actually gonna go for the actual move there. And they go and CMP against me. We're gonna shield this because I don't really want to lose HP on my Marowak if they have a fight in the back. We get the defense drop. We can go for one Bone Club now, which still doesn't KO actually, but we can farm down this only Bone Club as well. I hope it's not a fighter in the back right now. What do they have in the back? They have a Mew in the back, and you know, we can go for one Shadow Bone. We can go into our Hex cast form, and this game is over. There is nothing my opponent can do anymore. Oh, we're actually battling Arachnid. That's like someone who is like a lot of times on Twitch and like in Twitch chats. I didn't even notice when I battled him. So very cool to see this. I don't know how this game gonna go. It's also gonna be the second to last game. We see the Warren against us. We try to go into our Lickitung here, trying to realign. I tried to catch an Earthquake, didn't work out, but it's fine because Lickitung is so bulky that we don't really have to shield too much here. It's basically just like a sponge to all the charge moves, which should be fine for us. We can still tank one, we can still go for the Power Whip. Do they let this go? Do they want to commit a second shield here? We have to see. They're gonna let it go, and we see the Galvantula coming in here again, which is fine. They're at the move right now, but we can go into our what's it called, in our Marowak. We're gonna shield up the lunge, which is not the best, but we can go for 2 more quick moves, go for the Shadow Bone, and we will be able to come out victorious out of this match up here. As we see the Hypno coming in, and I think we should win this because we can go for another Shadow Bone. There's not a lot that he can do. We can go for the cast form now, and yeah, like cast form can take the moves. I'm gonna shield it up because I thought maybe it's like in, I don't know, it couldn't even have been Focus Blast. Like, Focus Blast is, I think, 7 or 8 quick moves, but like he definitely only did like 6. So we can go for another Body Slam, winning us the game here. Good game to Arachnid. Very good game there. And into the final matchup, we have a perfect lead here with the Abomasnow. Abomasnow actually has nothing really to do against our team, but Snorlax Safe Swap is kind of awkward here. Snorlax has the access to the Superpower, which I don't really expect them to spam immediately. And I was wrong, and it did a lot of damage, and now I'm forced to shield the second one, which is not really cool. I should have shielded the first one, but you can always say this in hindsight. So yeah, we can go for Body Slams here. We will be able to get to 3 Body Slams before they can get to another Superpower, at least like theoretically we should be, and we will be. Which means we can now swap into our Marowak again, where all the energy of them is wasted. There's nothing they can do anymore. Like, they have to swap out of here, basically, to still have a chance of winning this, and we see the Jellicent. Like, their team definitely wasn't prepared for the Alolan Shadow Marowak here, and especially not for the Shadow Bone version, as this gonna completely destroy the Jellicent, winning us the final game here easily. Even if they can KO me with the Abomasnow still, I'm gonna be able to easily win this with the cast form at the end, as we also have a super effective move with the cast form. So yeah, this team is really, really good. If you don't have a Lickitung, go for Greedent, go for any other like Munchlax, Snorlax, whatever, like all those Pokemon that are pretty similar, or even the evolution of Lickitung, Licky, all fine. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching, see you next video, have a great rest of your day, and bye.